Oh, hi! This week we're gonna try some metal stamping again. This is what, our third, fourth rodeo, but I feel like I've improved every time. And this time, why not level up in an even weirder way and try metal stamping forks? I got a real weird idea that's gonna potentially involve some photo displaying. I'm not 100% sure how things are gonna go down yet. I also have some regular bracelet blanks and a proper bracelet bender bit, so we're gonna fuck around with some of this stuff. I have used these before, but I did not have this tool, nor did I use a proper steel block. I don't think I did. It's literally just a hunk of metal, but it's going to make all the difference. There's definitely letters in it, so I for sure used this at some point, but I don't know if I did in a video or not. For once, I am actually drinking a beer. Of course, it's when I'm doing something with tools I could injure myself with. I'm already almost done this, which is alarming because like my tolerance has all but disappeared because real talk, I have not felt like drinking during quarantine. Certainly some nights if I'm doing a video chat with friends, they're having a beer, watching a movie, playing a board game, which is difficult virtually, but doable depending on the game. I'm not drinking, I just don't find myself wanting it most of the time. So this is my first beer in weeks and weeks. It's been a while. I think I've had one or two since 4th of July and we're into the first week of August. So yeah, I just haven't been feeling it. Not to talk down to or shame anybody that has been drinking more during this. It's justifiable, I think. I mean, hey, if you're sensing issues, check in with yourself. I am so relieved that my response has been to not want to drink, considering how much like traumatic shit is happening. Okay, before I actually stamp anything, I need to decide what the fuck I'm gonna write on things. I have letters and numbers in a pretty plain font, but I honestly have no concept of what I want to write, which would probably be helpful. I tend to go with Harry Potter quotes. Not that I'm opposed to Harry Potter quotes. We're gonna have to have a chat about Harry Potter stuff coming up. So if you have thoughts you would like me to voice, questions and topics to discuss in a future video, it's gotta happen because I feel like it's such a big part of my life and like my existence here and the crafts that I make and everything. So much of my identity is wrapped up in like my Hufflepuffness. I want to address it, but just for complete clarity, fuck J.K. Rowling. Trans rights are human rights. So like if you disagree with that, you're not gonna like it here. And if you don't like it here because of that, I don't fucking want you here. So it's a win-win for both of us. I am feeling salty today, can you tell? There is a reason the craft we're gonna get into involves hitting a bunch of shit with other heavy shit. It is 10:30 at night, and yes, if you can see here, my dear friend Grant Scoville is doing a live stream where he is making elf-themed glamping decor because he's the most fabulous companion to have on any trip you take. I can confirm this information from personal experience, and I miss him dearly. So I appreciate that he does so many live streams because it's like we're hanging out, and I need all the friend time in my life that I can get. Oh, and his little tiny kitty. You can't see anything happening here, but you should go watch for yourself because it's a great time. Oh, but speaking of little tiny pets, I feel like I have not graced you all with Bert's presents in a couple videos. So here's a little pup date. He was gifted a bunch of tiny little squeaky babies that are various different animals because we have officially hit our 1-year beaniversary. I think he likes it here, and I'm really glad that he doesn't hate me. Okay, I have ideas. I'm excited. Are y'all ready to kick it? Old school AF. Here's what you need. I set this on top of the steel plate and then I realized why there are letters showing up on here because I have used my metal stamps, but not on anything metal. I have used it when I was making the faux leather vinyl beer koozies and customizing them by stamping stuff into them with these same metal stamps. I think it's going to make such a big impact on these that are made out of a specific type of metal that is softer and is good for metal stamping. And these are just the cheapest forks. I believe it was $1 for a 4-pack, but I bought these 5 or 6 years ago. I've had this project outlined in a post-it on my computer, like a digital post-it, not physically on my computer screen all this time. And I just saw it so frequently that it became part of the wallpaper at that point. But I was taking a closer look at it the other day, week, month, year, was like, oh shit, that's actually not a bad idea. So we'll see how things go. I've figured out some things I want to write on it. I've also chosen some photos of my internet besties, Grant and Sama, from my trip to Los Angeles, one of which is from the Harry Potter theme park. So I guess my JKR rant was relevant. Are you ready to go on this journey with me? let's fuck up some silverware. So it is cement under this carpet. It's a very thin carpet. It is very late at night, so I'm hoping that I don't cause a huge ruckus with this. I may only be able to get one thing done if this happens. Okay, I do have an idea. That's only 2 letters, so I will try that. The upside of having a fork, you have tines to kind of line things up with. So I have my metal stamp. There's my fork between that and the block. The block is completely metal, and then it's on carpet, but there's cement under here. It's not a very plush carpet. So I think this should work best out of all my previous attempts. You're supposed to strike it like once with gusto and try not to bash your own hand. I'm gonna do it one more time. Okay, not amazing, but not terrible, because, you know, it is a fork. You can also kind of feel when the letter you're stamping with is flat. You can kind of feel that the most surface contact is happening. All right, I don't know if you can see it. Oh yeah, it's showing up all right. You know, not amazing, but again, these are not made for this. And something that I know I messed up on in previous attempts is like I was weak with my strikes. So you get a hit with confidence. Except not like that. More accurately. Ooh, no, I very much messed that up. They can't all be winners. It's fine. Again, this is why you don't drink and play with tools, friends. Also, in case you're wondering how Bert feels about this, he hates it. Someone is just trying to nap, and I'm over here hammering metal shit on other metal shit. Are you over it? Go back to sleep. Okay, I'm gonna try one more. Shockingly, a couple practice bits would have been helpful, but of course I did a Magnus rushes in and was very cavalier about this whole thing. All right, could be worse. Okay, let's not be idiots and do like the proper stamping material. Of course I want to do some big long quote, but let me think of something that's a little bit shorter. This is hopefully how I will be making things for selling in my shop. Like I have a lot of these blanks and it's something I am trying to get better at making. So this is the actual important test, because even if it takes practice, as long as this can look nice, I would like to go ahead with this particular material set. Oh yeah, I can already feel that was better. Hell yeah. All right. Well, shockingly, when you use the fucking suggested materials, it comes out really goddamn nice. My main problem in the past was that I did not do this on the right surface. And now I have this stamping block that is very much a game changer. All right. Not perfect. We'll fill that in with some Sharpie later. I forgot that that helps the letter stand out. I'm not mad at that. Let's do one more of these bracelet blanks. All right, things have gotten serious. I broke out the washi tape. I think I have made it very clear I'm not an expert on this. Something I noticed, if I hammer too many strikes, it bends the metal up. It like starts to split it almost. If it's made for metal stamping, it's supposed to be very soft, where, you know, the forks obviously were not. So just try to keep it to 1 or 2. A lot of videos I have seen just do 1 and then that's it. I mean, it's nearing midnight now, so I'm also trying to be very quiet while I do this. All right, so the quote is so long that I do need to shimmy this over. Also, I don't love the spacing on this now, so I'm gonna scoot this down a bit. So yeah, I am excited to get more practice in this and maybe bring bracelets to my Etsy shop. Also, I mean, some of you may have noticed I have not put really any effort into my Etsy shop this year because everything was pretty slow early in the year, just because after the holidays things tend to slow down. But then, you know, the pandemic hit, so I just haven't felt particularly inspired until very recently. So let's just have a quick cozy floor chat. I am actually planning to do like a fall Halloween launch. I have some stuff in the works. I have new and old designs that'll be coming out, and I'm finally feeling excited about it, which just hasn't happened yet this year. Halloween's my favorite season anyway. For real, I'm already celebrating it. I am in all black, which isn't necessarily just a Halloween thing, but I'm gonna live my best Tim Burton inspired black and white striped life going forward. Also, oh my God, y'all. Okay, David. I need to gush about you for a second because I received a package at my P.O. box. I lost my goddamn mind. You are in my brain, sir. All the fabric you sent and the kits you sent, like, I cannot thank you enough. You are the sweetest human. I'm clearly doing something right and putting the correct energy out. You all watching are very much my people, and we are just like all in sync, because this happens with Cheryl all the time. Not by any means do I expect anyone to send me stuff, but she will think of me and send me a thing that is like the exact thing I am thinking about, and we'll even be talking to each other while the thing is heading to me and I have no idea, and I'll say, hey, you know what I've been looking into getting, as the thing is heading to my P.O. box. It's bonkers. And this happened with you, David. I am currently working, hopefully next week's video we'll talk about this, but I'm currently working through another Tilly and the Buttons book all about knits. And I am specifically discussing how I'm gonna let myself live my best black and white stripe life. The red fabric you sent, I have a bunch of taffeta that Cheryl sent me. I want to make like big dumb poofy Christmas skirts out of and just look like the biggest fucking present in the world. But the taffeta is sheer and needs fabric under it. And the red fabric, I'm looking at it right now, it is perfect. I'm on a no-buy year right now. So the fact that I'm getting sent like the perfect fabric for this stuff, so I'm not internally screaming that I can't go fabric shopping, I feel like it's cheating a little bit, but it's also recycling from your stashes. So I do appreciate it, but I cannot tell you how in my brain you were. Thank you so much, and thank you for the gifts. I almost did those for tonight's project, but I also have been desperately trying to do this metal stamping project, so soon I'm going to play with that foil stuff, and I can't wait. The world's biggest shout out to you. One day we'll be able to attend a local nerdy con together. I can be weird about hugs sometimes, but like, I'm going to give you the biggest lanky armed hug in the world. So, holy shit, thank you so much. This has been my I am the luckiest bean minute. Okay, let's get off the floor because I got an old lady body and my hips are starting to hurt. Ugh. Heavens. Okay, so this is the quote that I was talking about. This too shall pass. It has pulled me out of some spirals, man. Both positive and negative experiences, but damn, especially the shit ones. It has helped me not just become a crumpled mess, though that still happens sometimes. The world can feel a bit much on certain days. So now we're gonna fucks with this thing. Okay, right. There's a little bit here. I almost fucked that up real bad, didn't I? I mean, I think I just hold this part, bend it around. I have bent them before, but just around a vaguely round shape. And then we just let it go flat there. Let's see. I can bend it more if I need to. Not too bad. It's nice and smooth, and that was not really happening with, actually, I think this, which is fine, but it wasn't like gripping. It didn't have this little groove here to hold it in place. I just had my other hand, and like, you just couldn't get a smooth edge like that. So I actually am very into how this is working. This feels more professional. Again, weird how you have the right tools, things tend to come out better. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to bend further because I have teeny tiny wrists. There we go. That's more like it for mine. Yeah, so it's like kind of flat here in the middle. Hell yeah. That does not feel like it's gonna come off. This feels right. I'm gonna bend this other one and then we'll fuck around with the forks. I really don't, at this point, expect my project to come to fruition, but this has been fun messing around with. Thanks for hanging out with me while I cause a giant ruckus. This has been very gratifying, I have to say. And now, let's fuck around with some forks. I don't think this is gonna come out very good. What shape am I even going for? I don't know. I kind of think I want this to just curve up, maybe. All right. So I have it in like this. I think this will work for what I'm looking for. I could probably just do this, you know, with my hands, but I have the tool. Why not play with it? Okay, it's a little precariously perched, but staying up. And that's all I wanted. I wanted to display photos and have like a little quote on this part of the fork. I did think putting the year or month, or the month and the year, would be really cute and a good way to show off friends. This one says you because me and Sama made these disgusting little shrimp balls in a video when we were hanging out together in 2016. Oh my god, it has been 4 years since I have hugged Sama in person, and I am very desperately sad. Although, hey, these are the feelings that I can look at this bracelet to try to get through a little easier. I thought it would be cute to do this. If you have seen my previous metal stamping videos, I guess I'll put cards up here, though I wouldn't suggest watching them, to be honest. Things I have learned. The material obviously matters. I mean, forks are meant to be durable pieces of silverware, so I don't think the intention is to make them thin and malleable. It's possible there are art forks out there that are meant for decorating, or maybe there's other types of metal stamp dies that are meant for a different material. I don't know. All of them seem to be the same from what I have looked at in person. This is definitely the best looking bracelet that I have made in many attempts at metal stamping. Oh, also the Sharpie thing. This is the easiest part. I probably should have done this before I curved it, but here we are. I'm gonna trace over all the letters. You don't have to be super precise about it. You wanna try to like fill the letters. So the I has it pretty good, but I didn't really hit the T and the H very well. You really wanna like push the ink in there. Maybe a finer tip one would be better. I'm probably shredding the tip on this one. And then rub over with my thumb. Maybe do the old mom cleaning dirt off your forehead move. I mean, you could also get like rubbing alcohol or something and wipe it down with a cloth perhaps. And then look at the difference between how this shows up versus the rest of the letters. Not that they don't show up, but it hits different with the ink in there. Okay, so I'm super jazzed about this bracelet. Honestly, just that I made myself a thing that I'm definitely gonna wear all the time. Yeah, just the improvement over the months and years that has happened with my metal stamping. And as for the forks, I mean, if you have recommendations for other material, like are crafting forks a thing? Is crafting silverware a thing? I don't know. Because I was really hoping like for my desk at work, this would be a really cute idea, but some other time, I suppose. I'm just super pleased that like there is marked improvement, sometimes poorly marked improvement, but improvement nonetheless in metal stamping. You can see where I rubbed all of the ink off, but I get to mess around with stuff like this and practice and learn and take time to like educate myself and show you the trial and error process, sometimes more error. It is all thanks to you all watching, and especially my patrons who are here floating ethereally around my face. Probably not floating, they're probably just statically stuck there because I am bad at editing, but I'm working on it. Can you tell? Things are like a little bit different / better. I'm trying. And again, it is because of all my bog trolls over on Patreon that I'm able to take time to do this kind of stuff. So hopefully it will be a constant evolution, and they are to blame for it. Most importantly, oh my gosh, the Black creator I would like to highlight this week is Dandy Welllington. He's like a vintage style icon, honestly, and jazz singer and dancer, and oh god, he has such a good face! And he is so close to getting enough view hours on his YouTube channel, which it sucks that they gatekeep like this, but he is this close to getting enough view time hours for the year to become monetized. So if you can even just watch one of his videos, even if you don't end up subscribing, do him a solid and help him get money, because he is doing a bunch of education that like I feel so privileged and honored to be able to listen in on. There were some really cool panels over this past weekend from the Costume College COVID 2020 CosTube extravaganza that happened. There was a really great panel that Noelle from Costuming Drama did, all about inclusivity and diversity in the costuming realm. That is not the title of it. I will link in the description so you can check out the actual video. Again, I just felt very lucky to get that kind of insight of the BIPOC experience in costuming and sewing spaces, because I do attend conventions sometimes. I'm not into the historical side of things. Not that I'm opposed to it, but like it's not really my bag, so I haven't attended any historical events, although I don't live that far from like the Crane Estate in Massachusetts, so I would like to check that out one day because they do really fun events. But all the pictures I see, you know, it is pretty white. I would like to help creating a safe space for people of color to feel comfortable at events like that. So maybe me asking someone if they want to go, or so, I mean, I don't know. I'm still learning a lot. So if you have recommendations on how to do that, be a better active ally, let me know. Not to make you do the homework for me. I'm trying to do research on my own, and being able to listen to panels like this of people really opening themselves up. And I mean, I got very emotional listening to some of the stories that they were sharing in that particular panel. So I would also recommend that for like current content. And I mean, if you're seeing this in the future, not the day I am posting this video, I mean, still go check out Dandy Welllington's channel, because he's just really delightful, and he has a very good voice, both singing but also just his speaking voice. It's like drinking a warm cup of tea. It just like calms me in a way. Also, yes, I might have like a little bit of a crush on the man. It's fine, don't worry about it. As for me, I'm gonna scrub all this shit off my hands, finish my beer, chill out on Grant's live stream for a bit, because I filming a video, haven't actually been watching that much of it, so I have things to catch up on. And as always, I will see you back here with a new video next Friday. Thank you so much for hanging out. Don't shame me for not backing up regularly. You shush. I will not be scolded by a camcorder.